Alright, we are back, guys. You find yourself in the long quiet again, and we will proceed to the cabin. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
No, you're scaring me. You look a little different. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything is real out there? Or that we're real? Do you have thoughts on this vessel? Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator. He wants to kill you. Boom.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Maybe. Honestly, he kind of acts like it. He does. I don't know why, but I know it's fact. He does. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, we're gonna have answers together. I'm gonna kill him. He does, but you're gonna keep that to yourself. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I
There's
need
no need
answers.
for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If you find him, remember that I'll be waiting for you on the other side.
Right. Do you have thoughts on the vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
Odd.
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I'm just confused. I know I've been saying that for the whole time, but like, jeez Louise, man, I'm just confused. If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm gonna stay here forever if I have to. There's trees, stars, and
There is a
people, yeah.
warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
No immortality. Yeah, what's gonna happen when you awaken?
No. The point of awakening is to find out.
Fair. Thought maybe you might have had some, sort of an awakening. Alright, send me
The
back.
next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Oh yeah, we must be close to the
I will
climax.
be here, waiting for you.
Alright, we're dead again. The hero and the princess. Get back
You're
in
on a
there.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here
must slay
to
her.
slay her.
We know. Nope.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Never. I would never do it. Let's read through these again. See if there's anything else I want to see. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job.
I was saying that condescendingly and sarcastically.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
What's this?
You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright, but we proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the
Looks
cabin
normal.
is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Yep.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're familiar with that. I will not take it though. Although we should probably take it for safety.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
So true.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you, lie. Just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you.
You must have the wrong address.
Great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Oh, I don't need luck. This is a skill.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
So before I progress the text, you guys can't see it, but our cursor has kind of been changing throughout the game. And we have like a beast flaw. I'm sure you guys, if you watched before, you saw us look in the mirror and that we're kind of a beast. So it seems like we're the bad guy, to be honest.
Hi. You were joking about coming to kill me, right? Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Hold on, let's talk a bit first. Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Oh, she looks so sad. Look at her eyes. Every time this makes me sad, man. What's your name? I don't know anything about you, for all I know. Oh, yeah. Maybe since we haven't been a jerk to her, we could get her name from her. Let's read through these first. What are you gonna do if I let you out? No, that's rude. I mean, I guess it's fair because we assume that she's a demon. At least that's what the narrator one says. I'm just gonna ask you your name.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
That's okay.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
And maybe in something like Adventure Time, sure. So is Princess your name? Oh no, she doesn't want to say.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She
That is
hadn't
weird.
even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
No, I'm gonna help her remember her name, obviously. Let's see. I don't know anything about you. No. I wasn't kidding when I said I was sitting here to kill you. No. Yeah, if I'm the first person you've seen, what have you been eating or drinking? That's a good question, actually. Yeah, ask you more about getting to figure your name out? Not right now, at least. Here.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
How is that hardly relevant? If she's been down here for such a long time, as she said, then surely someone was bringing her food or drink.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Well, I guess not. We already knew that because we were talking to, like, this motherly figure ghost thing. So I guess maybe I'm an idiot for asking that. I wasn't kidding when I said I was sitting here to kill you. Oh, look at that. I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed here for a while and just kept you company? Maybe
That
then
seems
everyone
like a
can be
pretty
happy.
good compromise.
So you weren't kidding on the stairs. I thought you were just making a bad joke. You were actually sent here to kill me?
I was.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
No, I like the
One
idea
way or
too.
another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help.
I want to help
But
you.
if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Oh no, we've
You
scooped back
have
into the
to
one
make a
thing.
choice.
Oh. I'm getting the blade. I don't get a choice.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. Fine, turn your back on me, but it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Oh no.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry.
No, narrator. You're
You
screwing
rush up to the
us.
first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall.
Oof,
And
I
she
shivered down my
is
spine.
nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
It does seem a lot bigger. This was my fault, I guess, because even though I didn't get an option, they did this for me. Hello? I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Is it your Lego collection? I'd love to see that.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Close the door behind you. That doesn't
You
seem like a
close the
good
door
idea.
behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Oh, the narrator's forcing me to do that, basically. I said, I'll wait. I'll investigate the arm, please.
You step forward
Oh.
to investigate the severed limb.
I don't want to do this anymore.
A trail of blood leads from its jagged stump into a dark corner of the basement. And then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a weight on your shoulders. The princess tears into you.
Oh no.
Her teeth and claws are unnaturally sharp, ripping into your shoulders, digging into your throat. You fall to the ground, the princess eagerly tearing at your flesh. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
I fucked up.
Everything goes dark,
And you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Nah, we can get her. I said, okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of Amir.
Yeah, we know.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you
Different.
to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this happened. Why should I listen to you? Yeah, sure, we'll go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. It's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. When we get in there, we can make a decision, an informed decision.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's look at the mirror again.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or
Yeah, right. Wipe it clear.
reach forward and rub your hand.
We see our
against-
gross
There was a mirror a second
demon
ago,
hand.
and now it's gone.
Right, okay. I'll take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table.
I don't care about slaying the princess. This is just for,
The door to the basement
Safety.
creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
that's why I brought the knife. Intimidation.
Carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess.
I'm a little
You're
scared.
not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver
Don't
rushes
do
down your
it.
spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move now.
Oh, I'm moving, man. I'm schmoving. Where? Don't you hear that clinking? She's in chains again. We're fine. That's stupid. We know it from every time that that's never the truth. It is never fine. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I'm trying to think. You don't have to kill each other. You know that, right? Move, stand still. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you. Here.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it.
What?
You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
That's really
You
gross.
spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops,
Oh.
her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
What do you recommend I do? I'm inside of her belly.
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
They're both pretty bad. Can you talk to the cabin? What does that mean? You could have asked me before swallowing me alive. Spit me out or I'll kill myself and no one gets to leave. I have my steel claw. I could use it to hurt you. Screw you and slay yourself. That's funny. Oh, it's a stretch there. We could dig a little with it. This doesn't say kill her. It says dig. She's a woman of action, so if we dig at her, she might let us out. Here.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Ooh, you need me to want to free you, don't you? You can't just force me to let you out.
Every creature craves freedom. You will too before you die.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Just because I want freedom doesn't mean I want to give you yours. You better be careful, princess. I will slay myself before I let you get out. You could have asked me, spit me out, or I'll end myself so we don't get to leave. Can you talk to the cabin? What does that
I
mean?
understand it, and it understands me. Talking is for those who don't know how to listen.
The pulling returns to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
I'm dying. Fine, you can leave. Okay, hold up. Spit me out. I don't know what to do, man. This is tricky. I'm very stressed out. I don't know what to do. Right, what if we said, you could have asked me before you swallowed me alive if I would help you out. That is true, I'd say that.
I acted on my will, fledgling, and you acted on yours. The strong triumph, and the weak submit or perish.
The pulling returns to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door.
You can't hold me forever.
We're getting there, I think. I don't need to hear the sound. Here.
I'm so very, very patient. If it takes lives and lives and lives to swallow my way to freedom, then that is what I'll do.
But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes dark.
Oh, we're not done yet. Chapter 3, The Wild.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
A lot.
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
That's just because she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore.
No, we're in purgatory.
We're still here, though. And if we're safe, isn't that better? She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He
Bit of a mess.
doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the woods. Okay.
This thing watching us, what is he? Yeah, that is a good
I'm
question.
not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
Yeah, I kind of could assume that.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
Yeah, but why?
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like this. Why are you being nice to me? Aren't you a monster? Didn't you eat me? Feel the pressure of the outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about that? Whatever we are in right now is an abomination. I want out. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me. You're supposed to be something that isn't me. Okay, you, narrator. How do I stop it? You know what? I'm gonna say, how do we stop
push
him?
back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
How about I don't? I will turn inward and find my way to freedom.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere, we just need to test the boundaries. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal, some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same.
What is he going on about? What does he know about us? This is all too much. Why can't we just let her do as she sees fit? She's the one who can handle being vast. It's not for us. It's not for me.
You aren't
Excuse me.
whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There's a place you need to be, you just need to find it. Alright, we're gonna call it here. This is a good spot for us to take a breather and digest what's going on. Interesting, the narrator's starting to speak a little bit more callously. I think he's starting to crack, as she said, and show his true colors a bit. I'm a little bit upset that we couldn't get out of the belly of the beast, per se, there. She just kind of gobbled us up. But, you know, things are getting very interesting, and we should be able to get to a higher place here, too. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.